I'm Subhash Jalal, and I am a current student at UWC Japan, and I'm in my pre-IB year. I'm also a recent graduate of AKHSS Hunza. Today, I'm going to be talking about the pre-IB program. So before going further, just to put it out there, pre-IB program is different from IB, so don't confuse the both. Pre-IB program is for 3 years, however, IB is only for 2 years. So when you apply for the pre-IB program, you have to apply directly to that particular school, and only a very few schools have the pre-IB option. However, when you apply for IB, you have to apply through your national committee, and you do not have a choice of applying choosing UWC college for yourself. So you go to this page when you apply for UWC Japan's pre-IB program, and you can see the web address at the top corner, and then you go to the high school page, and then you go to apply to high school. The best way to start your application is by looking at the information about what UWC Japan provides for its high school students. So, am I eligible? You can check it here, and it's very important to check your eligibility because they take your eligibility very seriously. You should be born between January 1st, 2005 and December 31st, 2006. If you are not born between any of those dates, you're not eligible. And you should pass G9. You should be in G9, grade 9 currently, or in G10. If you're in grade 8th or 7th or grade 11, you're not eligible for this program. So the application is pretty long, so my suggestion would be to start your application as soon as possible, because you have a lot of essays and a lot of personal information and a lot of documents to attach and to fill out. So it is very important to start your application right away. Also, my suggestion would be to for the essays, as a lot of people have a lot of confusions and a lot of problem when it comes to essays because they think that their English isn't good, and usually that is one thing that keeps a lot of people from applying to a lot of scholarships. So my suggestion would be just to be true to yourself. Don't try to over exaggerate or fake things, because they're gonna see even if you get elected, they're gonna see the person whom you really are when you get to the campus, and they're gonna be like, no, it's not the person that we expected it to be. So it's always a great way to start your essays by being true to yourself. The essays and the application as a whole should reflect who you are and not somebody else. So if you're hesitant about your English, you can always go to your English teacher or whomever you think has good grasp over English to check your spelling and grammatical mistakes. But please do not tell them to change your ideas, because as I said before, the application should reflect who you are, not somebody else. After the application is your interview. But before going there, I just want to say, yes, there is financial aid. There's limited number of seats for financial aid, and I am personally I'm personally studying the pre-IB program with full financial aid. So don't worry about it, but please fill in all the information regarding your financial status. So the interview is going to be regarding the interviewer is going to be asking questions related to your character, and also regarding your application, because the essays that you write you have to stay limited to a few words, and you cannot talk a lot about that particular topic that you were talking about in that particular essay. So it's a great way to elaborate on that particular thing in the interviews. So they're also going to be asking a lot of open-ended questions, and also a lot of questions that check your mentality, whether you're open-minded, whether you're broad-minded or not, because they want a student that it can actually fit perfectly without any hesitation in the diverse environment at UWC EXPO. So the interviews, there's also going to be a 5-minute interview from your parent, so it isn't going to be anything serious. They're just going to be talking about you, and they're also going to be talking about whether you can stay away from your parents or not. So if you have ever stayed at a boarding school or are currently in a boarding school, and that's a plus point for you. So at the end of the interview, after 2 weeks or so, you're going to know whether you're selected, whether you got in to UWC or not. So even if you get I would suggest anyone before applying to the program to not stress too much. Don't take it too don't overburden yourself. Don't stress yourself out. Don't overthink about whether you'll get selected or not, about whether your essays are good or not. As long as you're true to yourself, as long as you're putting efforts into your application, everything will work out, and all the very best. Also, if you want to contact me personally, you can contact me through my Facebook and Instagram. And yes, and before sending me any friend request or something like that, I would suggest you to leave a message, because I don't know who you are. So it's always great to just drop a message saying that you want to know more about the program, and I'm always here to help. So my both Facebook and Instagram are Zupat Jalal, and I'll make sure to leave the link to my social media handles below. Thank you.